Game number 2 of the day, it's match 14. Pacific Group take on 11 Ace in what is going to be a must-win game for 11 Ace if they want to stay alive, because they've lost all the games they've played so far. Pacific have played only one and they won the solitary game, so they will be upbeat. Right then, as always, the toss is going to be crucial tonight as well, and we have Azhar down there with the two captains for the toss.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sky Exchange CBFS T20 League, live here from the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, powered by Fan Code. This is the 14th match being played between Pacific Group led by Mujahid Amin and 11 Ace led by Usman Khan. I am in the presence of match referee Mr. Iftikhar Ali for the toss, powered by Arba Sports Services. Mr. Iftikhar Ali would present the coin to Mr. Mujahid Amin, who will do the toss. Go ahead. Heads called.
Tail it is.
Tails. So, Mujahid Amin, you would win the toss. So, Mujahid, winning the toss, what would you choose to do?
We'll bowl first.
You will bowl first. You have seen the match that was played, the previous one, between the two teams that were there, and a low-scoring first innings, just about 114 runs. Are you looking towards replicating that kind of an innings for yourself as well?
Yeah, maybe that's why we choose to bowl first. Because the second half there is a due factor, so that's why we will decide to chase.
All right. And what would be the target score that you would want to restrict them to?
Around 130, below 130 will be okay for us.
All right. Perfect. Changes in any team from your previous match?
Yeah, there are two changes. Zishan Abid is playing and Adil Malik is also playing.
Great. Thank you and good luck for your match.
Thank you.
Mr. Usman Khan, टॉस हार गए आप, पहले बैटिंग करेंगे, क्या ख्याल है आपका?
सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह पाक का शुक्र अदा करूँगा कि कुछ हमारी यही है प्लानिंग कि हम लोग, मैं भी अगर टॉस जीतता तो मैं पहले बैटिंग करता.
अच्छा, तो आपने पिछला मैच तो देखे होंगे या स्कोर जाने होंगे. पहले बैटिंग जिसने किया था कुछ 115 रन ही बना पाए. विकेट बहुत टर्न कर रही है, तो आपका टारगेट स्कोर क्या होगा आपके हिसाब से?
मेरे हिसाब से तो हमारी टीम का यही है कि मैं टारगेट 140-150 के करीब लेके जाऊं, तो उसमें ही हम लोग इंशाल्लाह इतना करेंगे तो हम डिफेंड कर लेंगे.
अच्छा, और कोई चेंजेस है आपके टीम में?
हाँ, हमारा कप्तान थोड़ा अनफिट है तो उसकी वजह से 1 चेंज है, उसकी जगह शयान को इन किया है.
अच्छा, 3 मैच आप खेल चुके हैं, अभी ये 14 मैच है, आप विनिंग स्ट्रीक पे जाना चाहेंगे. कोई नई स्ट्रैटेजी आपने प्लान की है आज के लिए?
नहीं, बस जो क्रिकेट हम नॉर्मल खेल रहे हैं वही हम लोग खेलेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे जीतने की इंशाल्लाह.
ठीक है, गुड लक देन. सी यू. There it is from the center. The 14th match, the toss has been won by Pacific Group. Mujahid Amin has decided that he will bowl first.
Right then, there you go. Pacific Group have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first, and Mujahid Amin, the captain, will be licking his lips to bowl on this wicket, of course, because this will help spinners a lot. Let's take a look at the two sides. 11 Ace will be coming out to bat first. Talk about them first. Shan Akram, Usman Khan, KK Gias, Riaz Khaliq, Sagar Kalyan, Rahul Chopra, Khalid Shah, Nilansh Keswani, Usman Masood, Ankur Sangwan and Ehsan Shahzad. Alongside me in the com box is KR Nair. Run us through the Pacific Group, please.
Thank you, Nishan. And Pacific Group has Jiju Janardhanan, the experienced campaigner, Abhay Jyotin, Adil Malik, another fantastic player, Akif Raja, and Stanton, a very, very promising youngster, Fayaz Ahmad, the hero of many, many matches, Irfanullah Khan, Lakshman Manjurekar, another fine player, Mayank Chowdhury, Mujahid Amin, Jishan Hamid. They are also very fantastic bunch of players.
Yes, we see Lakshman Manjrekar coming back into the side, which I think is going to be very interesting. His spin might come in handy as well. Well, of course, that's the points table right now. If you look at it, 11 Ace, 3 matches played, 3 lost. They are down in the dumps. They have to really rise from the ashes now to do anything worthwhile. But with that win from Future Mattress, they've gone up to 2 points. Quite a big win as well. And Kolata Chocolates, they are struggling. Champions of the Bukhatar League, struggling here.
Yeah, but the most important thing here is to maintain the winning momentum. That is what DC's Starlets have done. You know, that plays a very crucial role. But what happens is you lose early matches, then pressure mounts, then how to come back, everything lands up. Because when you look at that 11 ace lineup, they are not a team to lose. They have got some very good players. So it is very, very important to pull their socks up and really perform.
Yes, the umpires making their way into the middle now. And of course, the Pacific Group players are already in a huddle. They seem to be raring to go. Of course, they've played just one game so far. Other teams have played 3, 2. So Pacific Group, Future Mattress and Interglobe Marine are the 3 teams who played just one match each. 11 ace will want to get off to a good start. Lot will depend on the captain Usman Khan. And of course, he's been the one who's been giving them a terrific start every time. But somehow, they've not been able to carry on with that. But what a player Usman is.
He's undoubtedly a great player. Fantastic strokes. And that has been the hallmark of him, the ability to pick the shots and his consistency. That is something we have to laud for a long time, because the way he picks the ball, the way he builds up the innings is an asset for any team.
Last game that these two played, Usman and Sagar got off to a very good start. An opportunity to do something similar tonight as well.
I've always enjoyed watching Sagar bat. What an aggressive batsman. The kind of strokes he can play is remarkable. So he's a what do you call, a man who can hit any ball anywhere off the ground.
Yes, he's got all the shots in the book. He can play all around the wicket, and he makes batting look effortless. Yes, Conan Abbas, of course, not playing this game because of a niggle. That is why Usman is leading the side.
2 of the finest batsmen in domestic cricket. He's at the crease to test the guiles and strength of the Pacific Group attack.
First ball, Akif Raja strays on the pads there. They will pick up a single, and off the mark straight away.
Flicked off the leg and gets off the mark. That brings Sagar Kalyan to the strike. Very, very attractive and aggressive batsman to watch when he gets going. There is Akif. Played to the point. No run.
Dot ball there for Sagar Kalyan up front. It is going to be Akif. Akif is someone who likes to get into a rhythm before going for the attack, really.
And the batsmen at the crease are a pair that never allows any bowler to get into a rhythm. So it's a real battle. This time picks the gap and gets 2 runs.
Akif is not happy there. But then that's the longer part of the ground. Very difficult to stop the batsman from picking up a couple. I think he's not happy with the point fielder. He thinks that he should have saved it.
In fact, the point fielder was not at the point. That could have been the reason, because he had to dive. Then, of course, he should have checked his field, whether he has positioned himself well.
So Sagar off the mark, Usman off the mark, 11 ace off the mark.
This time, again, same through the region.
And comfortably picking up 2 more. Good running between the wickets there. Very similar shot. And this time just went wider of the fielder. This time the fielder had no chance to even stop it.
Akif has been forced off the pace to get those runs.
A little bit of a fumble there, but no damage done. Jiju Janardhanan, the fielder there.
Well stopped. This would have made Akif happy.
Well, definitely so. There are lots of empty spaces on the onside, so Akif doing well to bowl to his field. The fact that Sagar has managed to still pluck 4 runs off the deliveries that he has faced just shows that he's been able to pick the gaps brilliantly. Last ball of the first over then. Soft hands, defended, and that will be a dot ball to end the first over. It's 5 without loss after 1. So Usman will be the man on strike, and Irfan will share the new ball.
Irfan loosening up.
Dabbed away. Straight to the field, a dot ball. Bowling a heavy ball, both these bowlers.
He hit the deck hard with this delivery. He has the build, very strong man. Flicked away, gets a single. You bowl on the leg to these batsmen. They're strong on their leg, especially Sagar
Well, Sagar,
and Usman. Both are capable of playing those shots in the fine leg and deep fine leg region. They Actually, they love to hit it over the fine leg.
Yes, and I think the strategy here is to bowl to the longer boundary.
Cut away, goes for a single.
It looks like Usman is not quite happy with his bat. Wants a change in bats. Silent start so far. Kane just nurdling it away towards third man for a single.
So far, they have kept these aggressive openers silent, forcing them to tap and get the runs, then hit and get the runs.
Sagar on strike. Oh, that comes back in sharply. Wanted a single. Sent back.
Looks like it hit him on the arm, I think. Yes, yes. Despite the glove where the puff is not there. He's in pain. Yes, yes. A hot Sagar Kalyan returns to the crease. Will he act like an wounded tiger? He is a tiger when it comes to batting. Once again, a similar kind of delivery, but only different was it didn't bounce.
And it's a dot ball. So 2 overs bowled, it's 8 without loss.
And this is a wide delivery from Akif. Trying too much.
Yeah, that was a little too far for anybody's liking, really.
Usman demonstrating the kind of strokes he would like to play. Let us see whether he does. Hit hard to the cover fielder. No run.
And these dot balls might just put a little bit of pressure on Usman here, because he does take the responsibility on himself to get these runs up front. At 11 ace, they've been competitive only because of the fact that they've gotten off to good starts.
It's very rarely we see that 2 overs pass without these two openers hitting a boundary. And before we said it, Usman has gifted us with a boundary.
Yes, what a lovely shot. That was a little too far outside the off stump. He slapped away. He was trying to do that. He was pretty much trying to do that in the last couple of deliveries as well. Not quite getting it right, but this time he gets it right.
Really good shot. That takes the score to 13. Usman must be a happy man. He has got a boundary right away now. And this has been hit straight to a fielder. He did position, he wanted to pull it, but it landed up straight into the hands of a fielder. So it's a very, very big wicket to fall. Mujahid takes the catch. Akif strikes.
Well, now this is going to be a real test here for 11 A's. They've lost the wicket of Usman very early. How do they react to that? We'll wait and watch. 13 for 1, 11 A's.
The batsman walking in is Khalid Shah, one of our co-commentators. We would be delighted to describe his shots. Hope he plays some lovely shots.
Yes, he loves that area on the offside. And it is on the shorter side here. The bowler will have to ensure that he doesn't give him that opportunity to go for that slash.
He is a very, very attractive batsman to watch when he gets going. He settles.
Akif to bowl to Khalid here. Yes, that's the thing to do. Bowl him straight, but not that far down the leg side. Clearly shows that Akif doesn't want to give him any room outside the off stump.
With the result, it went 2 down the leg side. You bowl him on the off stump, you can see it racing towards the boundary. That's the kind of slash and square shots he can play.
Right up in the block hole this time. That has been played away towards the onside. They'll pick up a quick single there. And Khalid is off the mark.
Akif is bowling very intelligently, good line and length, giving nothing away. He has already taken the prize wicket of Usman Khan. An early wicket, that too of a top-class batsman, can always boost a bowling side.
And was that dropped? That was definitely in the air.
It seems it did carry. Yes, he should have taken it. But nevertheless, a bit tough. It was on to his left. Shakif to bowl the last ball of his over. Very eventful over.
They picked up a wicket of Usman. And of course, a chance created as well. Last ball. Right up in the block hole. Very well bowled. Excellent over. 3 bowled at 16 for 1. So Irfan into his second over here. Beautiful delivery there.
That moved a shade. Yes, it did. Oh, almost played into the hands of the wicketkeeper. Good delivery. A strong man. Has a good approach to the crease. Good control so far.
Just get a feeling that they really have to get a couple of boundaries going here. Oh, that is Apesh. This could be trouble. No, it won't be trouble. He manages to clear the infield and find the boundary.
I should say that was a very, very intelligent shot. He knew that the fielder is up, and so he played it over, but still a bit of a risky shot.
He's got a much needed boundary there. And if I'm not wrong, that's the first boundary of the innings. Second, in fact.
This time steers it to the third man region, gets a single.
They'll bring Khalid on strike. Khalid got off to a very good start in the first game that 11 Ace played. Couldn't really carry on. That is something that he'd want to do.
Irfan moves in. Dropped. Flicked and dropped.
Well, that went straight to the hands of the fielder at short fine. And it was dropped in a very straightforward manner as well.
It was one of those regular catches. Should have held to it. Khalid, the lucky man, now should take fresh guard and play on a nice knock. Sometimes a drop eases the pressure.
That will be a wide. Such is the terror of bowling outside the off stump to him. The bowling wides.
They have been totally concentrating on the leg side and almost had him flicking straight to the fielder. these are occasions that they have to be patient, wait for those deliveries that will come on the areas you would love to. And there's a big appeal, but the ball, I think, was a bit high. You can see it. Yes, it was going over the stumps.
Very high. It was definitely not going to hit the stumps, comfortably going over.
He did beat the batsman with the pace and the bounce. Khalid is trying to settle down. That was
very good bouncer there. He lets it go. And they pick up a bye. So another very tidy over here, despite the boundary up front. 4 overs bowled, 23 for 1. Akif will bowl his third then. Short ball pulled away nicely by Khalid there. He finds a boundary. Just showing that he's okay playing on the onside too. A nice flamingo pull there from him.
I like the term, flamingo pull, lovely. When some of the best batsmen are at the crease, lovely shots are bound to be there. And there he plays through his favorite region and gets a single.
Yeah, so that was a bit of an outside edge there for Khalid. Sometimes you just want to be amongst the runs and you want to stop thinking about how the runs are coming. Different batsmen have different ways of getting their head in line.
Akif has been bowling very tight. Both the bowlers have kept things quiet. Look at that delivery, which, oh my God, there is a mix-up. Lucky they decided not to go for the run. Look at that. They ran halfway through and then they decided against.
Well, it was a delivery where both batsmen could have gotten out. And both survive, and they can laugh about it right now for sure.
I think it was a yes, no, 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 yes. And finally, by the time the no was there, they would have been out. That's a very strange shot, but nevertheless a single. Look at that. In the air.
It looks like the ball is not coming onto the bat.
That's exactly the right observation. It's stopping a bit too.
No, because both Sagar and Khalid are good stroke makers. Now, when they are struggling, it clearly shows there's something which is not really right.
Sagar is one who allows the ball to come into his bat. And there he plays his favorite shot, but brilliantly fielded.
Very good stop there, and with the shorter boundary, the timing on that shot was such that had it gone past that fielder, that would have been 4.
A little more square would have got him a boundary, but this was straight to a fielder. Let's see whether he will unleash his strokes. He has a wide repertoire of strokes with him.
Yes, he goes over the top this time and gets good result on that one.
This time he ensured that no fielder has a chance and the ball races to the boundary.
5 overs bowled, it's 33 for 1.
So now we see Jiju Janardhanan coming into the attack. This right arm medium pacer has all the tricks in the trade to get the wickets.
Yes, he's a very, very difficult customer to get away with. Doesn't give you enough pace. Bowls those cutters very nicely, and this might just suit him well.
Taps away for a single. That brings Khalid on strike.
That boundary that he hit the last ball of the previous over must have given him a little bit of confidence. Not been able to take full advantage of the power play here.
Jiju makes a slight changes on the field, especially with Khalid, the left-handed on strike. The left-right combination puts a lot of pressure on the field, and here Jiju moves in. A wild attempt, wanted to hit it probably over long on.
Yes, the leg side is completely vacant. There is nobody behind on the onside. The two fielders outside the 30 yards are a sweeper and a long off. So I think Khalid is now probably looking to hit it on the onside. Wanted a single, not quite there for it. That is another dot ball.
That was a very, very intelligent delivery. Khalid having a good look around the field. Very unlike of Sagar. He has played 15 balls and scored only 13 runs. Usually he races to 40s by this time.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. We've seen some lovely shots played by him as well. Right up in the block hole that has been clipped away. Will only get a single.
That's a very good delivery. That brings Sagar on strike. Khalid is on 11. If Khalid stays, the scoreboard will move at a brisk pace.
Gone straight up in the air. Somebody coming underneath it. The catch is taken. And Sagar Kalyan is the man who departs here. Jiju strikes, change of pace doing the trick.
Very, very unusual innings comes to an end. He did not get to the ball to play that shot. He actually played it a one-handed shot and landed up being caught by Fires. Jiju strikes out at unlucky 13.
35 for 2, 11 ace.
Pacific Group have bowled brilliantly so far, kept things under check. Shahan Akram as the next batsman. He's also a right-handed batsman, so once again the left-right combination continues.
Going to be a bit of a pressure here for sure. I think a lot of it. Whoever comes out to bat will have his job cut out. What an over this has been from Jiju. On the pads, nicely flicked away. Lovely shot that from Shahan. Won't quite get the boundary, but they'll come back for 2. And that will be the end of the power play. It's 37 for the loss of 2 wickets. Not too many boundaries coming in that power play. You drop chances. A couple of catches taken. There was another one which was taken comfortably. So Adil Malik, leg spinner, comes into the attack. First signs of spin. Will be interesting to see how does spin perform on this wicket in the second half of the game.
Right away flicked to for a single. Adil carries with him a lot of experience, a star performer.
Shahan will be on strike. A very confident looking flick shot there from him to get off the mark of the very first ball.
Forced to play off the front foot, and they go for a single. .38 for two. Two very important wickets have fallen. Usman Khan and Sagar Kalyan.
It's big wickets. The two men who've been giving them good starts have both been dismissed here.
Very intelligent delivery. Gets a sink. Khalid has been keeping the scoreboard moving with taps for singles. This time played uppishly over the fielder, will get a single.
So 4 singles so far of the 4 balls that have been bowled in this over. Hardly anything that will instill a lot of confidence.
Good ball. Played with the respect that it deserves. And this is the only ball that a single was not taken.
Last ball of the over. Khalid batting on 13 of 15. Will be on strike here. Down the leg side. That extra making up for the dot ball. Cut away nicely. That is his area. Thank you very much is what he says. Boundary to finish the over then. It was just a fraction short, and he did very well to just put it away in style. 7 overs bowled, 46 for 2. Right then, Shahan Akram will be on strike. And that will be a wide. Jiju is not someone who misses out the line of the delivery. Very tidy with his line in length. Doesn't give away any room whatsoever. Well, time for a change in voices as well, as Azhar comes into the comm box to replace KR Nair. Pushed away straight to the fielder at point, finding it very difficult to get bat on ball here.
Yes, thank you, Nishant. Steady start, but one might start to wonder if this run rate would be enough. One thing that I noticed is that the first few overs were all pace bowlers, no spin attempted, and not like the first match that we saw today. still a steady start, I would say. If they're able to build a partnership, accelerate the score to get to that 110 runs in 15 overs, I think they might be in the right track.
Yes, they would want to be somewhere around 70 at the end of the 10th, ideally.
Well, I don't think Pacific Group is going to mind this, to be honest.
Cracking shot there from Khalid, but a fumbly stop at a point allows a single to be taken.
I would think that 11 A's might have missed their captain today, who's out on an injury. But he might be watching I'm sure he's watching the match live, and he might be, I would say, okay with how the proceedings are so far. But it all depends again on the middle overs. The gameplay between the 7th and the 15th over is the most important one. If they don't manage to lose a wicket, get to that 100-run mark in the 14th over or so, it will be a very pleasing situation for the captain.
Yes, the only problem is probably the fact that, if you look at it, that with the new ball they've not been able to get the runs. And with the ball getting older, it will stop coming onto the bat properly. 50 up, Khalid on strike.
Yes, 50 up in the 7.4 overs. And if you look at most of the teams that are at the bottom of the table, with 11 A's being one of them, the losses that they've had is mainly because they've either not capitalized the first 6 overs or they have not capitalized the last 6 overs. And in 11 A's case, this time, they have not capitalized the first 6 overs, but they still have an opportunity. They need to get to a winning zone here because 3 losses, 3 straight losses, and today their captain not being there, it's a tricky situation for them.
Driven past the fielder at mid-off, so that will allow them to take the single. 8 overs bowled is 52 for 2.
There it is, 52 for 2, 8 overs bowled. Irfan being the pick of the bowlers with his economy rate. Jiju and Akif each getting a wicket to their name. Adil just 1 over, 9 runs given. Follow wickets 13 for 1 and 35 for 2. And now the captain has taken on himself to continue the bowling attack. Mujahid Amin, the left-arm orthodox.
Driven down the ground, bit of an inside half of the bat coming into play there. I wonder if the 11 A's batters have reassessed strategies here, seeing the way the pitch is behaving.
Yes, indeed. The first match, 114 runs, was a very much below par score that was taken by a quality team like Kolata Chocolates against a quality opposition. And now, in comparison, 11 A's may seem like they're going in the right track, but a minimum of 150 to 160 should be the score they have to take. And I'm saying this as bare minimum to have any chance against the batting lineup of Pacific Group.
Yes, of course, Pacific Group. They are on a winning run. They won the first game. Not quite a run, but at least a jump start that they've got. Eased away, wanted a single, sent back, rightly so.
And so gauging by how the score is going, it cannot be that 11 A's goes with both the batters scoring at 100 strike rate. They need to have someone who will take the risk, who will hit the odd boundary, which hasn't come for a while. Just nudging it around for singles and doubles, both of them. That's not going to get them to a pass score.
Yes, they need something. Right now just trotting along at 6.2 runs per over.
Yes, indeed. And this is the 9th over.
He goes for it, hasn't timed it, but he will find the boundary.
Yes, I think it's almost as if he heard us. But the timing was not good at all. But the placement, quite accurate, much needed boundary for 11 A's. And after the end of 9 overs, the score is 59 for 2.
So Jiju Janardhanan to bowl his third. 1 for 10 in his 2 overs. Short ball nicely pulled away by Shahan. Straight to the fielder in the deep, just a single.
Yes, I think what Jiju should try to do is to take off the pace from the ball every now and then. Try to be as unpredictable as possible, because although Khalid and Shahan, they are scoring at a comparatively lower strike rate, you don't want them to get too comfortable and then take on some chances, get the odd boundary.
Looking to go for that big shot there of the inside half. Will pick up a single, Khalid. Just get a feeling that he's getting a little desperate here, Khalid.
Yes, indeed. It's partly due to the strike rate from Shahan as well. But Khalid being there for quite some time now, he has to pick his bowlers, and more importantly, he needs to pick the ball that is being approached to him. Something in his slot, he must try and dispatch that. And this is a very conventional field setup as well.
Very slow there, and a good adjustment by Shahan at the last minute.
As keeper for the second time being frustrated with Jiju, asking him to go to the stumps after the ball is bowled, but that's not that easy for a fast bowler in general with the run-up stride that they take.
Yes, I don't think it's possible on Jiju's part to be back so quickly.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, this ball was quite slow. Again, the pitch behaving quite mysteriously. We saw that in the first match as well of today. The turn that the pitch generated was just outstanding from both the teams, the bowlers, the spin bowlers, especially the off-spin bowlers. Even the man of the match was an off-spin bowler. Oh, another single stolen there.
Extra runs scored, couple of runs taken. And looks like Zishan is down.
He seems to be injured himself.
So overthrows taken.
It seemed like a regulation single. converting that into 2. Oh, the ball, it was the ball that hit his knee and he was not able to recover. It must be some sort of a shock that he must have felt, but I'm sure that he'll be up in no time. If there's a break this long, maybe you can play the highlights next time, yeah? If there's a break that comes again, which is this long, maybe you can play the highlights, yeah? Okay, that's okay, thank you. Yes, so it seems that the keeper is back on track. Must have been a little bit of a shock on the impact when the fielder had long off threw it to him. Regardless, everything is good and we are back live.
And he has picked it up. He's gone for the big shot there. And he is holed out.
Yeah, disturbing the momentum of the batsman, and this was the off-cutter, slow off-cutter, which was not read by Khalid, and a wicket for Jiju, another one in fact. Khalid departs 27 runs of the 24 balls that he faced.
Yes, more than a run a ball for him, but things not really going well for 11 ace. 64 for 3 at almost the halfway stage.
There it is, the last delivery of the 10th over. A wicket for Jiju. Ace, 11 ace rather, is now in a difficult position. 64 for 3. Attempted Yorker by Jiju, but well nudged by Chopra, who opens his account with a single to his name. After the end of 10 overs, the score is 65 for 3. There it is, 65 for 3. 3 wickets down for 11 ace. 10 overs left. Pacific Group finding themselves in a rather comfortable position right now. Adil will continue proceedings for Pacific.
Yes, he'll continue bowling his leg spinners there.
They are quite quick, no doubt. I think if he can also manage to do some sort of a variation, some sort of a flighted deliveries to tempt the batsman, might work in his favor.
Yes, currently I think the batters are quite happy nudging the ball around.
Yeah, they need a partnership. The next 5 overs, they need to get to the 100-run mark within the next 5 overs and try to not lose a wicket in the process. And that was a single that should have been comfortably taken, but sent back by Shahan. And these are the things that we keep talking about. Every opportunity, every run in a T20, in fact, in any cricket match, but especially in a T20 format, is extremely important. These dot balls, they're just going to add pressure.
Excellent bowling this from Adil. Hardly giving anything away.
It's almost as if the batsmen are taking too long to adjust themselves, to settle in, and T20 does not allow that. The run rate is already just slightly above 6 runs per over. That's not enough against a team like Pacific Group.
And they will pick up a couple of runs there. A little bit of a fumble. 2 more runs added to the tally. 11 overs bowled at 69 for 3.
Eleven overs gone, 69 for 3. We are back live at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. 11 Ace versus Pacific Group, match number 14.
Well, Mujahid is someone who's not going to give away any freebies whatsoever. Very experienced campaigner.
So accurate. And that turn, Nishant, this pitch is behaving pretty much the same way it behaved the previous match. And Mujahid is getting to know this and understand this, continuing the spin options that are available with him.
That's the quicker one. Tickled away straight to the fielder. It's shot fine. Another dot ball. This is brilliant stuff.
Out of the 3 deliveries, this one was slightly drifting on the leg side, and opportunity not utilized by Shahan. There's nobody there at deep fine leg. And this is what we've been talking about. Getting 2 to 3 runs per over in these middle overs are extremely dangerous for the team.
Not working out at all. This innings is going nowhere. Excellent bowling. Just a single so far in this over.
I'm quite surprised with the approach, to be honest. Usually when you see, of course, bad overs happen for many teams, with international teams as well. But you try to catch up with it in the following over. But if you continue to just score the 2s and 3s, that's not going to get them anywhere. Now the run rate has dropped below 6 runs per over. After the end of 12 overs, the score is 71 for 3. Adil to continue proceedings. His third over.
That was going down the leg side for sure. Gentle query by Adil. Oh, comfortably.
Yes, indeed. And the slow scoring rate of 11 ace continues. Nudged on the onside for a single. Now, Mujahid is not going to mind this at all. In fact, he's going to be quite pleased at the way things have turned around at the toss. He did say that he wants to restrict 11 ace to under 130 runs. Try to chase it with a few overs to spare so as to increase his net run rate.
They seem to be pretty much on course.
Working exactly as per his plan. And it is indeed a very tough position to be in, when, especially in the first four positions. If you look at it, you've got DCC, teams like DCC and Pacific Group themselves, even KCC, even Kolata Chocolates for that matter. They're all very tough contenders. So when you have an opportunity to get that net run rate, they're not going to let it go.
Left alone outside the off-stump this time. This is brilliant stuff from Pacific Group, that is.
Some sort of a flipper attempted. And he knows Adil is a smart bowler. He knows Chopra is not going to put away anything that comes straight. He's going to just punch it back to the bowler.
Last ball of Adil's over here. Very, very good over so far. Turn and completely beating the batsman. Excellent finish to the over. 13 bowls, 73 for 3.
Yes, 13 overs bowled, 73 for 3. 11 ace, digging their own grave, I must say. The last 3 overs has been nothing short of disappointment if you are a 11 ace fan. And in the commentary box, we have Mr. KR back. Welcome, KR.
Thank you, Asher. Things are not going the ace way for 11 ace.
Indeed, it's not, they're not a team that has lived up to their team name so far.
Excellent bowling, tight bowling. Very good display of that.
Yes, KR, what I fail to understand is that they still have only 4 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. The field is so open that you can literally punch deliveries like this and dispatch them for a boundary. Finally, Chopra opens up and a much-needed boundary comes towards 11 ace.
I think they knew what you were going to tell and they did what they should do.
Yes, exactly. There is no speaker system at the stadium, although I think the dugout can hear us with the TV monitor around them. Chopra needs to really compensate for the dot balls that has come his way, that he has created for his team. Oh, reverse sweep and well played there.
That's a reverse slap for a boundary. Brilliant.
As Chopra unleashing the hidden talent that we haven't seen so far in this innings. 2 back-to-back boundaries, both played so elegantly with the latter. Very unique, very creative. Reverse sweep is always a difficult stroke to play, but execution on point.
Well played to the leg. And they go for a single.
Yes, he picked up that variation quite early. It was nipping it back in. Shahan needs to get a go.
Beautifully picked. But there is a fielder. Just a single.
And at the end of 14 overs, the score is 84 for 3. There it is, 84 for 3. The current run rate at 6 runs per over. So far, everything going as per plan of the captain, Mujahid of Pacific Group. Adil will bowl his final over. I will call him the Shahid Afridi of Pacific Group because he mimics a similar bowling action as him.
Very well played of the back foot. And they go for a quick single.
Yes, I think it's about time that even Shahan tries to target the bowlers. The run rate is certainly not enough. Of course, they have a good bowling lineup. 11 A's. But they need to, even the bowlers, even the best of bowlers need to have score to their credit.
Chopra slaps it, but only for a single.
Yes, I think he was eyeing that deep fine leg position. There's a huge gap there. The deep square leg is a little bit too fine. Quite interesting, the field setup.
Just a single again, driven, but not powerful enough to beat the fielder.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, I think they have to eye the leg side, to be honest. They have good cover on the offside. They've got one at deep covers, deep extra cover. They've got long off. On the onside, they've got long on. They've got a position which is somewhere between deep mid-wicket and square leg.
Driven again, only a single. They go for a double. Yes, they make it. This is the time they should go for some quick singles.
Yeah, not able to get the elevation there. Tried to slap it a bit too hard and successful. It was a good change by the bowler and Mujahid as well to keep that deep extra cover position, which was not there in the previous delivery.
Yes.
It's the second time that Adil has missed his run-up in this over. It's his last over. He's trying different tricks to get a wicket to his name. Good economy rate, I would say.
The back foot. Punch it again, but only a single. As long as singles are only coming off the bat.
I think this was a double KR. They in fact stole 2 runs, not bad at all, the run egg being.
Yeah, that's good. It's time they run quickly as boundaries have become a rarity. Brilliant delivery, brilliant. Nice one to finish his spell and over. 22 runs given off. His 4 overs, although he couldn't get a wicket.
'91 for 3, 15 overs bowled. The last 5 overs, 11 ace needs to shift gear. They need a minimum of 50 to 55 runs to have any chance against the rather strong batting lineup of Pacific Group. The run rate being a little over 6 runs per over.
Chopra is one batsman who can really accelerate the run flow.
Well, they haven't been able to so far. If you look at the 11th, the 12th and the 13th over, especially the 12th and 13th over, there was hardly 2 runs taken off it. And in a T20 match, that is not acceptable in my view. You ought to rotate the strike. You can't just defend yourself away, especially if you have 7 wickets in your name. Manjrekar will continue proceedings for Pacific Group.
It's a day when batsmen who should have scored haven't scored. It's a leg by.
That looked like it would turn, but that nipped back in, and the batsman quite lucky. In fact, he adjusted himself at the very last second. And they're still just taking singles, happy with it. Shahan, especially 19 of 23 deliveries.
Hit powerfully, but straight to a fielder.
Shahan needs to really get a go on. He has definitely slowed the scoring run. Chopra as well, but Chopra compensated with a couple of boundaries, a couple of overs back. This approach will not help them. 11 ace. I think they are thinking that the match is of 30 overs or of 50 overs because the scoring rate is quite ordinary.
Tap and run, tap and run. That has been the way here.
Swept and swept well. The timing not so good on the occasion. Won't reach the boundary, but 2 runs will be credited to Chopra and to Levenes.
This is the best they can do, get 2s. Even if they can manage some 2s now, because boundaries are impossible as far as we can see here. 6s have almost become a dream.
Single taken. Shahan will be the batsman that Pacific Group bowlers will be targeting. They don't want to get him out. In fact, if I was the captain, I would say, you know what, keep him in as much as possible. He's going to slow down the scoring rate, and it's going to be better for us. We don't want someone to come in and hit a few 6s and increase the score to the 130, 140 mark.
He attempts a big shot, but misses. The way you explained it looked like even if he is given out, the captain might ask him to be recalled.
As there's some sort of confusion here. As the umpire dismayed at something, we're not sure what. So 6 bowlers used by Pacific Group. Akif getting a wicket to his name. Irfan, great economy rate. Jiju, Adil, Mujahid and Manjrekar, great figures as well. Jiju getting 2 wickets to his name. So plenty of bowling options for Pacific Group. Mujahid will continue and he will bowl the final over, his final over rather. And 4 overs left. Shahan will need to do something extraordinary here. Another dot ball.
The partnership is 34.
No, it seems that this was a bottom edge and has been taken by the keeper. That is the end of Shahan, 19 of 26, and I would say, in a way, the end of some sort of misery for 11 ace with the strike rate that he went with. Shahan Akram departs. Mujahid takes his wicket, and the score moves on to 98 for 4 at the end of 16.1 overs. New batsman comes in for 11 ace. It is Masood himself who has a big task ahead of him.
The need of the hour is some big hits.
I can tell you, if they're not able to score 150, it's going to be net practice for...
And that was hit, but not big enough to sail into the stands.
So yes, coming back, if they don't score 150 runs, it's going to be some sort of batting practice for Pacific Group. Unless, of course, the bowling efforts are exceptional.
Outside the off stump, steered away. Will it go to the boundary? No, well fielded. And I think they would have taken 3. Well run.
Yes, dissecting that gap between short third man and gully. Very beautifully played. Chopra still trying all the tricks up his sleeve. 102 for 4. The 100 comes up for ace. And well stopped that by Irfan. Just a single taken on that occasion.
Mujahid's bowling is looks like at the delivery stride he virtually slides away. Have a look.
That's very interesting, and some of those off cutters has been absolutely brilliant. It's not the same angle of turn that he produces with each delivery. Each delivery is unique and keeps the batsman guessing. The batsman has to adjust at the very last second to be able to score runs off his deliveries.
Could be a wide. No. Chopra wanted to hit it towards the mid-wicket region. Couldn't connect.
Yes, 3 overs left in the batting innings of 11 ace. Looking at the scorecard, there hasn't been a single batsman who has clicked. In fact, not a single batsman who has scored at a strike rate above 100 except for Khalid, who was taken out by Jiju. And these are big concerns for 11 ace because they do need at least a couple of batsmen who can do those quick runs 20 quick runs of 12 deliveries or 30 quick runs of 15 to 18 deliveries. That's the only way they can make an impact to the scoring rate and make an impact to the tournament or in the tournament. 103 for 4, 17 overs. They have 3 overs left. What do you think here? What are your score predictions?
The scope is only if they can go for the big shots, which they haven't. The maximum they have been taking is 3 runs. And you need at this stage, at least with 4 wickets having only been lost, there are batsmen sitting in the pavilion. Unleash your shots. Attempt it. At least you hit it, you get it.
Yes, indeed. Typical field setup. Irfanullah Khan will be the next bowler. Pulled and in the gap will get a single to his name.
You find that wherever they are hitting, there is a fielder. Look at that. We thought it was going for a boundary.
Yes, indeed. I thought they could have taken 2 runs to that, but missing out 11 ace unsurprisingly. The fielder adjusting himself towards the deep square leg because I thought he was a bit too fine. Now he's going back. Those are usually for a bad boundary rather.
Once again, straight to a fielder, but they get a single. It's very, very surprising that they've not been able to pierce the field.
Not a single batsman here. 11 ace now. This cannot be their game plan if they have to have any chance of surviving in this tournament. This approach will not lead them anywhere, unfortunately. They need to go a little bit more aggressive because what they're doing here is not giving their bowlers anything to bowl at.
This is hit high. Fortunately, it falls in the no man's land. Chopra, it's time he opened up because he has been staying at the wicket. Played nearly 28 balls, run a ball 28.
Yes, indeed. Chopra needs to bring in some big hits. The long off comes in to mid-off position. They've got 5 fielders, of course, at the boundary.
Once again pulled, but couldn't connect well to take it to the boundary. Just a single.
Yes, and that's something that I fail to understand so far from 11 ace, is that a batsman that has been this set, has been in the middle for such a long time, should be able to middle some of the deliveries. So far in this over, none of them have been middled. Chopra needs to bring out something. He needs a couple of 6s or a couple of 4s at least to his name. That's in the air, really high opportunity and taken. The misery ends for Chopra as he departs. 30 runs off 30 balls taken. Was never comfortable from the very beginning. Tried to play the uppish cut in between sweeper and deep third man, but missing out.
So now a batsman who stayed at the wicket for so long has also departed. Last ball of the over. It's going to be a total somewhere around 120 at the most, which could be cakewalk considering the Pacific Group's batting.
Yes, indeed. I think everything going as per plan of Mujahid. 108 for 5, 11 ace at this moment. Ahsan Shehzad is the new batsman for 11 ace, right-handed. Last ball of the 18th over. And he's bowled. Dragged it towards the leg stump. A bouncer, not at all read by Ahsan. Another wicket for Pacific Group, and the misery continues for 11 A's.
Irfan picks his third wicket. I think third wicket.
Yeah, he dragged it into the leg stump. Quick bouncer, never read it. Came into his pads there, the thigh pads.
Irfan's second wicket. Nothing going the way that is wanted. Wickets are falling, runs are not coming.
Yes, none of the batsmen from 11 A's has really found their stride in this match. Most of them struggling to get in runs. With the batting lineup that Pacific Group has. Full toss and slapped on the onside, piercing the gap, and a much needed boundary comes courtesy of Masood.
That was something spectacular, basically, because we have been waiting for a boundary for so long. Bisecting the fielders, it went for a boundary.
Yes, indeed. We've been waiting. 11 A's management has been waiting. 11 A's players have been waiting. The birds flying around Sharjah Cricket Stadium have been waiting. And finally, it is Masood who has dispatched that much-needed boundary.
This time they go for a 2 or settle for 1-1.
Yes, Masood's not going to mind this at all. Pacific Group, everything has gone as per their plan. And now is the young Nilansh, who is the new batsman for 11 A's. They would be desperately wanting in the next 10 deliveries to score at least 20 runs, get that score to 130, 133, 135 mark. Because as of now, this is quite a non-competitive score.
Nilansh is capable of hitting. Let's see, can he?
A beautiful cover drive there, but finding the fielder. There was no cover there at the deep end, so the plan was quite good from Nilansh, but the fielder stopping it, regardless, will get a single to his name.
Akif has been on target all along.
Yes, they're loving this, I can say. All the bowlers, they're all relaxed. Pacific Group, they know they've done extremely well to contain 11 A's, and that Yorker, that was on point. A bit unlucky there, Akif. On another day, that would have well found its way to the stumps.
Akif is a happy man, smiling. Of course, he should be smiling, because his team is in a strong position as of now.
Yes, indeed. Current run rate at 6.16. 10 runs per over from now, they'll reach 128. Well struck on the onside by the young Nilanj, but only finding a single to his name.
The last ball of the over coming in.
Yes, big problems happening for Lebanese. Seven deliveries left in this innings. The last ball for Akif, and this is a mix-up. Another wicket falls down. We have to wait and see the umpire signal, which is also a no ball, and a bit harsh at it, I must say. It will be the young Nilanj who will depart. 2 runs to his name.
Run out is the last thing they would have wanted, and that has also happened.
And at the end of 19 overs, the score is 116 for 7. Last over. And an attempted slog results in a run for Lebanese. This was in fact the last ball of the 19th over, which was a no ball, which was completed by Akif. Regardless, he has completed a spell of 4 overs. The score at the end of 19 overs is now 118 for 7. So the last over, and a dot ball to the credit of Irfan.
Wanted to pull it, missed it.
Too quick for him. Masood trying all what he can offer, but the timing not quite right there.
Given anything away, just 14 runs and taken 2 wickets as he moves in again.
5 deliveries to go, 2 for 14 so far from Irfan. Another bouncer, top edge, and will find its way to the boundary.
Results in the score going past the 120 mark. So it is 1-2-2 for 7 now. 4 more balls to go. Masood is on 15.
Yes, indeed. Much needed boundary for Lebanese. Masood dispatching that for his team. And I would think that's one of the risks of bowling the bouncer. And another risk of bowling the Yorker is this one. Previously, it was an uppercut sort of an edge. This one with the bottom side of his bat. Sometimes, as they say, fortune favors the brave. Masood trying hard to get runs on board for his team, and the last two deliveries, he has got 6 runs.
All eyes on Masood. Can he place some more big shots? 3 more deliveries left. Irfan bowls.
Yes, indeed. 3 balls to go. Another Yorker attempted, hitting his leg, and we have to wait for the umpire's signal, but it looks like a leg bye. Yes, it is.
It's great that the wicketkeeper got his hand to it, or could have gone down to the boundary.
That's a great effort, absolutely great effort from the keeper. Stopped a certain boundary there, although the impact on the pad might have let it not go towards the boundary line.
Gias faces the left-handed batsman. And they go for a quick single.
Oh, that missed the wicket by a feather. Just so close, but missing out.
Can Masood finish it with a boundary or a 6? On a wicket that runs have been hard to come, on a bowling attack that has been very tight. Can it cross the 130 mark as Irfan bowls?
Last ball. Creating room, slapped on the offside. Could this reach the boundary for a 6? 4 runs and 130 runs scored by Lebanese. The exact target that Captain Masood wanted to restrict Lebanese to. Beautifully slapped on the offside. Much needed boundary. Lebanese finishes off in style.
Masood really played a good knock. He has been responsible for this score, unbeaten on 21 of 13 balls. So that brings the score to 130 for 7, 20 overs. We see no big scores. The top scorer is Chopra, 30 of 30. Sagar, we expected a lot. Only 13 came of it. Khalid Shah played a knock of 27 of 24 balls. Shan 19 of 26. So in the end, it is 130 for 7 in 20 overs with 11 extras.
Yes, among the bowlers, all of them doing a decent job for Pacific Group. Akif, 4 overs, 33 for 1. Irfan and Jiju and Mujahid as well, taking the wickets for Pacific Group. Irfan 2 for 24, Jiju 2 for 16. Great bowling efforts from Adil as well, restricting the batsman to score under 6 runs per over with an economy of 5.5. Manjrekar, 5 runs to his name, and with the fall of wickets happening for Lebanese quite regularly, 13 for 1, 35 for 2, 64 for 3, 98, 108, 108 and 117. 130 runs finally scored by Lebanese. Here are the highlights. Starting off rather well, slapping it towards the offside. This one an easy catch towards mid-on, checking his shot, but still finding the boundary. Catch dropped, and this one well pulled Cut well on the boundary as well. This one is the miss hit, very high in the air, which was well taken. The rare boundary that came off Adil. This shot towards long on. This one was the wicket. Finding a rare boundary there. The reverse sweep played very effectively. Back-to-back boundaries which came. This was the end of Shaheen. Top edge, another one, and another catch taken. 2 wickets in the same format. This one dragged unfortunately towards leg stump. At the end, finding a couple of boundaries there to their name. A mix-up that resulted in a wicket taken. Finding the top edge. This one slapping it on the offside for a boundary. That has been the story so far. 130 runs for 7 wickets taken, and Pacific Group require 131 runs from their 20 overs at a required run rate of 6.55. Stay tuned. We will be back live in
First ball. Welcome back after the break. Yes, they managed to reach 130 in their allotted 20 overs, 11 ace, and now Pacific Group need 131 to win with a required rate of 6.55. Doesn't look all that troublesome, but the pitch, well, the ball has not really come onto the bat very nicely, and this should be an interesting run chase if 11 ace can bowl well up front. We'll find out. Players are almost ready for action to begin here. And this should be an interesting game of cricket, no two ways about it. Opening batters for Pacific Group into the middle. Jiju Janardhanan will be taking first strike here. And will be interesting to see when does spin come and how effective it will be. Outside edge, just short of the fielder there. It wasn't an outside edge, came over the outside half of the bat. Just short of the fielder. What a start. So clearly the ball is stopping. Excellent start to this for Ahsan here. Jiju has been struggling for form. In the Bukhatir didn't get many runs. That's nicely cut away. Stopped by the fielder at point. Dot ball. And alongside me in the comm box is KR Nair to start off proceedings. It's not going to be an easy run chase.
Yes, Nishant. The wicket has been not something where you can freely play the strokes. They need to settle down. They need to watch. They need to understand the pace of the wicket and adapt. And Jiju is one who has the experience, and so is Fayaz. Both of them will have to dig it in.
On the pads, nicely clipped away. That is running away to the fence for 4. First runs on the board in the form of a boundary.
That's a very confident shot to start off. Look at the way all along. He's watched the ball come into the bat and beautifully turned it away for a boundary. Jiju has all the strokes in his attire. He was in great form in Ajman tournament. And he need to carry it on. He has not been among the runs. This time down the leg side, it's a wide.
It's too far down the leg side on that occasion.
Five runs have come off so far. Ahsan bowls. And it has been played in the air, but over the fielders for another boundary.
Good looking shot there from Jiju Janardhanan. It was a hit on the rise and hit very well as well.
He knew where the fielders are. He knew where to place it. That's the hallmark of a good batsman.
Good start for him. Couple of boundaries. And now played with soft hands. Straight to the fielder. Dot ball.
Jiju has started off with 2 boundaries and he is on 8. He has got both those boundaries of the very first over. On the leg side, turn down to the leg and go for a single. So 10 runs off the first over.
So spin straight away from the opposite end. Ankur Sangwan has been given the new ball. He's someone who's very good, very tidy. Outside the off stump, Jiju has hit and hit that well. That's gone all the way for 6. What a strike. Beautifully struck on that occasion. What a welcome to Ankur Sangwan to the bowling crease here.
We should say that was a flowing 6. Brilliant strokes, especially when we have not been watching any 4s and 6s. It's a treat to watch now. And this time a very, very risky shot. Wanted to play it on the off, I think. It went off to the on.
Yes, that was uppish there for quite some time. The comeback for 2.
Off the back foot, beautifully played. What an elegant shot.
Yes, Jiju Janardhanan is finding form here. That was struck very well. Creamed away off the back foot for 4.
It was an elegant shot. Had the stamp of class behind it. Very well picked. Very well positioned. He picks his 3rd boundary. That was a delivery which deserved to be respected, and he does. No run.
Yes, and what a start this is for Jiju. Ball not coming onto the bat, no problem. The bat will come onto the ball.
That's the way it should be. There's an appeal for caught behind. Umpire says nothing doing. He swung it from outside the off stump. Look at that.
Well, they were up straight away. They were very confident about it. But the umpire was not interested one bit.
Ankur goes back to his run-up. The last delivery of the over. Jiju has scored 21 out of the total of 22.
Yes, and the other one has been a wide.
This played with a lot of respect. And so 2 overs up, 22 runs on the board. Jiju on 21.
Well, 2 overs bowled. Change in the bowling. Nilansh Keswani being brought into the attack, beg your pardon. And Fayaz was going to take strike now. Hasn't yet faced one single ball.
Nilansh has been brought in even earlier than usual. Maybe they want the wicket. He is a partnership breaking bowler. And also he has the ability to take the wicket of a set batsman. We have seen him do that repeatedly. The young Nilansh Keswani. On the leg side, swept. And they go for a single.
That'll bring Jiju back on strike. And straight away Nilansh asking Usman if he can push the mid-off fielder back. So mid-off back, and there is a mid-wicket in the deep. Nicely played, but straight to the fielder. Riaz.
Jiju gives the respect that the delivery deserved. Off the back foot. He wanted to hit it on the leg side, but waited and played it calmly to mid-on.
(21 of 14 for Jiju here. Again, a very similar push towards the onside. Tidy start for Nilansh here. Single of the first ball, then 3 dot balls.
Is waiting, Jiju waiting for a loose ball. This time turns it to the leg and goes for a single. That brings Fires on strike. Last ball of Nilansh over.
Yes, after 2 expensive overs, this is a welcome over for 11 ace.
Undoubtedly. Played with a lot of respect off the front foot, straight to a fielder. 24 for no loss in 3 overs. Jiju is on 22 of 16 deliveries. Ankur into the attack. This has been hit high and it is sailed into the stands.
So another aggressive shot here from Jiju. We're talking about how he has not been in the best of forms. It looks like he's finding form here.
Definitely he shows that he is in touch. The shots he is playing. Look at that. Out of a total of 30, he has hit 28 runs. And all the 3 boundaries and the 2 sixes has come off his blade.
Pulled. Murderous looking shot there, and that will run away to the fence for 4. Runs coming thick and fast here.
Brilliant. Look at the way he positioned himself. And the ball raced to the boundary. Electrifying start from Jiju. Unleashing his shots. Brilliant batting. This is what is called a positive start to an innings.
Yes, very, very positive indeed. 4 boundaries, 2 sixes. Jiju has been on song.
This is a good delivery, played with the respect that it deserved. This has been the beauty of Jiju's innings. He has picked the right ball to hit, and the good ball he has played with respect. We saw that in the last over against Nilansh too, he did the same. This time flicked off the leg for a single.
Now it becomes very crucial for somebody like Fayaz here not to try and mimic Jiju. The ideal thing for him to do here is to just be very calm, turn the strike over, give it back to Jiju, and enjoy the show from the other end.
When someone is in full flow, connecting, that is exactly what his partner should do. In fact, Fayaz hasn't got enough strike now. Yes, he played this defensively as his intention is very clear. When someone at the other end is in full flow, it's better to play the ball on its merit and stay on.
That's another dot ball then. End of Ankur's over, 11 coming of it, 4 overs bowled, 35 without loss.
.35 for no loss. All the 4 boundaries and 2 sixes have come off the blade from Jiju. Jiju is on 33 of 20 balls as Nilansh bowls. Play down to mid-on and go for a quick single. That brings Fayaz on strike.
Good running between the wickets there. Jiju mixing it up. When a boundary hasn't been possible, the quick single has come to his rescue.
It's now Fayaz's role to give a single and give the senior partner, but he couldn't get. That was a good delivery.
Nicely bowled. So Nilansh has kept a check on the run flow.
Nilansh is one bowler who can check the run flow, who can bowl tight, who can give breakthrough. Brilliant. This time swept but straight to a fielder, no run. Look at that. Went straight to a fielder. Nilansh has kept everything quiet amidst Jiju's big hits. This time there is an appeal. Umpire says nothing doing. If it is not out, I think it hits the pads, I think.
Yes, it was off the pad and they were very confident that they had gotten their man. But not to be. Very extended appeal there from Nilansh. Slog swept. And that's good connection. One bounce into the fence for 4. He was trying to do that of the previous delivery, failed to do so. This time he gets it right.
So Fayaz has also got into the act. He gets his first boundary. As the score moves to 40, 5 overs gone. Jiju on 34 of 21 deliveries. Jiju takes strike as Ankur bowls again. He has been severe on Ankur. Let's see how he does in this over.
This is also the last over of the power play. Across the line, good stop by the fielder there. No chance of a run. Well bowled.
Jiju wanted it hit over the fielder, but couldn't time it. He's waiting to do it, maybe if he gets another one. Ankur. Bowls again. Beautifully hit. It beats the fielder and gets 2 runs. Off the back foot, beats the fielder, they go for run and completes the second.
Single there.
They didn't take the second. Fayaz is facing Ankur.
Lovely shot. That's gone out of here. That's big.
Fayaz has decided not to play the second fiddle, but play his strokes. And he swung it beautifully.
Yes, that shot was definitely on with the spinner, left arm spinner bowling from this end, and the shorter boundary on the leg side for Fayaz.
Maybe that's one of the reasons he didn't go for the second run to the Jiju shot. That's the replacement ball coming in. Ankur to bowl his fourth delivery.
It's been very expensive tonight, Ankur. None for 30.
Great opening partnership. That's the kind of start Pacific Group would have wanted. Jiju set the tempo, and now Fayaz is in full flow too.
And he goes again. Result the same. Another 6.
And of course it has gone to another area where there is nobody. So another ball would be due. Or is there someone who has fetched the ball? Yes, there is. And there is an appeal. Yes, he is given leg before. Trying to swing it from the middle, hit him, and is declared leg before.
So that's the first wicket down, and a big one at that. Fayaz Ahmed is the man who departs here. Looking to go for that big shot, missing out, departs with 17 of 12. And the breakthrough comes for 11 ace.
The last ball of the over. Ankur strikes. Though he has been expensive, he has got his wicket. Abhay Jyothin is the next batsman. Looks around. Takes his guard. 53 for 1.
Abhay Jyothin, perfect person to come in here.
Beautifully played on the leg side. They go for 1. They go for the second. Good stroke to start off the knock.
Yes, he's off the mark right away. Power play done. It's 55 for 1. Yes, it was all Jiju Janardhanan in the power play. Some lovely shots played there. Extension of his drives. Cut. Side out. Lofted drives, pulls. Fayaz got a couple going. Mighty slog sweeps.
The last wicket was of Fayaz for 17. Trapped leg before by Ankur. So here's Jayas. Jayas into the attack. An accurate bowler. We have seen him in action.
Starts off with a full toss. Slog swept straight to the fielder in the deep. Just a single.
Abhay on strike.
Abhay is someone who likes to stay there. Not that he's incapable of playing the big shots. He does play some lovely shots as well. Proved that in that last innings that he played. Good delivery. I'm sure Gias and Abhay have played a lot of cricket together, both coming from Kerala.
Very good ball. Play to long off, and they take 2. Abe moves to 4.
Good running between the wickets there. And that is another hallmark of Abhay's batting. He runs very hard between the wickets.
Back foot, turn to leg side, they go for 1. Then it's 73 of 81 balls. 2 more balls to go from this over. Jiju is on 36 after giving a whirlwind start.
It's been absolutely on fire, Jiju. That's a good leave. Very well done. So Gia starts off with a tidy over. Thus far, there's still a delivery to go. Needs to finish this off well.
Yes, bowl well. He is an accurate spinner. Let us see how he does this. Off the back foot, played towards the deep cows. Sagar Kalyan comes in and throws. And the score is 61 for 1 in 7 overs. Abe on 5, Jiju on 38 of 26 balls.
So Shahan is into the attack now. Hung around for quite some time when they were batting. Can he do something with the ball as well? Back to the bowler, dot ball to start with. And in the com box alongside me now is going to be Azhar.
Thank you, Nishant. Flighted and single taken. So everything going Pacific Group way. Started off well, some beautiful boundaries all over the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Current run rate they're going at is about 8.4 runs per over. Required run rate of 5.5. Well positioned for this T20.
Lovely shot. Over the top, away for 4. Brilliantly struck by Jiju here.
Yes, Jiju has the ability to pierce any field setup that has been thrown at him. Uppishly played over that short cover position and finding the boundary. Jiju is not a player in which you can test the flighted delivery too much.
Yes, he seemed unstoppable tonight.
Yes, He's finding himself very comfortable. Beautiful strike rate as well. Exactly what PCG wanted. And they have covered half their score in just 7.4 overs. They will be looking forward to a good win here with at least 3 to 4 overs to spare.
Another single there, comfortably taken.
Yes, the captain will be running out of options right now. 11 ace missed out on the batting. The top order not contributing well for a T20 match. Strike rates of just around the 100 mark. And with the position that they are in the points table, one would have thought that they would be able to accelerate the score, get into that 160, 170 mark, which is a bare minimum with a team like PCG. On the bowling front for 11 ace, Nilansh, the youngster, doing well. Less than 4 runs per over on the economy, 3.5. Ankur being the only one taking the wicket. Jia 6 runs for his 1 over. Shahan 7 runs for his 1 over, and Hassan 10 runs. Just 1 wicket taken so far, 68 for 1 at the end of 8 overs.
That was it, straight to the fielder there. Jiju Janardhanan missing out on a half century. And KK Gias has struck. And he has struck gold here. 47 of 32 for Jiju. 73 for 2.
There it is. The second wicket falls down for PCG. Gias taking the crucial wicket of Jiju, who was looking extremely dangerous right there. And this is what I was exactly talking about. They need a couple of wickets or maybe even 3 within the next 2 to 3 overs to have any chance in this match.
Mayak comes into the middle now. He'll pick up a single. Sagar is not very happy.
I haven't seen a single delivery by Gias that has gone back in the typical wrist spinner. But rather, it's just drifting around. This pitch has a lot to offer in terms of turn.
Yes, probably due playing.
We saw that in the first innings of the first match when it started at 4 p.m. local time. Has been struck well in the gap. 2 runs taken. So we were speaking earlier about the approaches done. Now, if you look at the innings between 11 Ace and PCG, PCG had a batsman, Jiju, that went at it from the very beginning, challenging the bowlers, playing those big shots and taking that valuable 47 of 32, strike rate of about 150, with Fayaz as well supporting well. And now Abhay and Mayank finding their stride in stabilizing the innings. And this is something that we did not see against, rather with the batting lineup of 11 Ace. Both the batsmen who were on crease were going slow, not able to convert some of those deliveries into boundaries, which is why they missed out on that additional 20 to 25 runs, which was very crucial for them to get in this match to have any chance of staying in the tournament.
Yes, absolutely. It's just they never really managed to kick off. That was the problem with them. Riaz into the attack now. Very well bowled. Excellent delivery.
A beautiful flight. Love the trajectory there. And Riaz does find himself to be getting some turn from the wicket. But with Jiju gone, they can try to play these, or rather try to deliver these flighted balls.
Yes, now get some turn. Because that's the only thing that the pitch has to offer, really.
Indeed, with Mayank new at crease, I would have expected them to have a slip fielder.
Riaz Khalik has started off very well here, 3 dot balls.
Yeah, indeed, Pacific Group is in no hurry. They've got the run rate that they needed with Jiju doing the work, 47 of 32 deliveries.
Nicely played, chase for the fielder in the deep. Nilansh Keswani does well. Can't stop the second run from being taken though.
You would have wanted it to be timed a little bit more sweeter than what he did, because the placement was on point. But the bowler does not have any pace to offer. It was just pushed down towards deep extra cover. 2 runs for the team. Yeah, this is getting a bit too easy for PCG. 79 already. They just need a little bit over 50 runs to complete this run chase. Positioning themselves very well in this game and very well in the tournament so far. This will be their second win if they complete the target.
Swept. Straight to the fielder in the deep, just a single. And that will be the end of over number 10. 4 of it, it's 80 for 2.
So at the halfway mark, PCG finding themselves in a comfortable spot, 80 for 2. Gias, the left-handed wrist spinner, will continue.
Cut away for a single.
Yes, today has been a low-scoring day for Sharjah Cricket Ground at the CBFS T20 League. We saw that in the first match with Kolata Chocolates scoring just about 114 runs, which was chased well in the 14th over. And on this instance with 11 ace scoring about 130 runs. Everything going Pacific Group's way.
Oh, that was uppish, but gets it past the fielder there.
Yes, Gias forcing the batsman to play those uppish cuts. He has a fielder there at gully and at short third man. On this occasion, managed to find the gap, Abhay. They also have cover on point. Oh, that was a rather quicker one. And well directed and with a perfect length.
Gias, yes, all that is bowled has been going through.
Flighted delivery. Not placed it as much or as rather as well as he would have wanted Abhay on that occasion, but getting a single to his name. And this is exactly that we were talking about earlier. Had the equation been in a way that Lebanese scored another 20 runs more, the 150 or 25 runs, 155 mark, right now the required would be around 70 to 75 runs from 54 balls, and that could have been opportunities for 11 ace, but the batting is, or rather has fallen short. Bowling, on the other hand, has been quite tight from 11 ace. They've only given one extra. It was Jiju who's been the star all the way, 47 of 32, and picked up by Gias. Fayaz falling prey to Ankur's LBW. And Abhay and Mayank finding momentum so far.
So Riaz to bowl here has been slapped away. Very nicely done. Straight to the fielder in the deep, just a single.
If he's able to pitch it in that line, I don't see the point of having 3 deep fielders on the leg side. They could keep it a little bit more tight. They do have the short covers right up there to try and stop that single.
Nicely bowled, and again just batted away for a single.
That's going a bit too easy for PCG right now.
So then Riaz into his second over here. Man comes down the track and clips it away. Nicely done. They will look for 2, maybe 3. No, they'll be happy with 2.
Yeah, the way he played that shot, it looked like it was just going towards the deep mid-wicket for a single, but the deep mid-wicket is indeed a bit more squarer than where he should be. And long on as well, had to run and really chase that, almost hit the boundary, but great work that by the fielder.
Nicely flicked away there. Again a single taken. No worries whatsoever. Now the start that Jiju Janardhanan provided has ensured that the job can be done in singles now.
Exactly, and that's where the success has been for PCG. They always had a batsman who would go on at the bowler, try to make use of that power play, try to hit over the 30-yard circle. Jiju Janardhan providing that absolute positive start. This is directed, could well go above the boundary, missing just by an inch or two. 4 runs, another boundary for PCG.
Yes, Abhay Jotin coming down the track and hitting it inside out over extra. Finding 4 more runs.
.95 for 2, 11.5 overs bowled, 1 more delivery left. PCG will try to take opportunity here, make the best of the available situation, try to finish off the game early so that they can have the added points on their net run rate. They will have an advantage, especially the way that the first match panned out today. Kolata Chocolates falling short.
Single to finish the over, 12 bowled, it's 96 for 2.
There it is, 96 for 2, 12 overs bowled. The way Pacific Group is progressing in this match, we can expect them to complete the target within the 16 over.
Highish full toss there and has been clubbed away by Abhay for 4. Nicely done.
Yes, indeed. This is the second time that Gias has bowled a full toss. This one a little bit more higher than the previous one. Struggling to find grip probably and slipping out of his hands due to the dew. But these are easy pickings for Abhay, who is very strong on that region.
Yes, and that brings 100 up for them as well. Good recovery there from Gias, pitching it up, bowling full, just a single.
Very comfortable position this for PCG. 30 runs more required. Mayank is just settling himself in, not taking any unwanted risks, just nudging it for 1s and 2s, which is exactly what they need. They don't need any risky shots coming their way.
Yes, just 29 more needed to win this game. They've got a lot of deliveries there to get there, 45 of them. It's straight to the fielder this time. That is a dot ball.
Yeah, and a rare one at it. At the toss, you know, when we were speaking to the captains, both of them got exactly what they wanted. PCG wanting to field first, 11 Ace wanting to bat first. It seems that 11 Ace failed to assess the situation at hand, probably did not look too much into what the previous match turned out to be.
Well, to be very honest, if this match would have gone like the previous game, then PCG would have struggled. I think dew has come in finally. The famed or the infamous Sharjah dew has started playing its part.
Yes, it's very it's not predictable. You know, some of the days you don't find it at all. Some of the other days it comes in a heavy manner. That would be the end of over number 13. The scores are 104 for 2. 104 for 2. "27 runs more required." Riaz will be back into the attack. And we have a change in the comm box with KR Nair back. Welcome, KR.
Thank you, Asher. At a time when Pacific Group is smelling distance from the victory, Abhay on 27 and Mayank on 13.
Indeed. What do you make of this, KR? Because if 11 A's were to field first, it would have been a very different scenario. The pressure would have been right back on PCG to create a good score, because their bowling approach is not too bad, mind you. They have done fairly well. It's just that the start that Jiju had provided gave some sort of leverage for the balanced batsmen to find stride in themselves.
Is exactly, but as you say, always there will be ifs and buts. But definitely what we have seen here is Pacific Group have played positively. And that positive start from Jiju has played a very, very important role. You go into a shell and the bowlers will dominate. That is the kind of wicket today.
Yes, indeed. Pacific Group inching towards victory. Riaz trying to change the usual flighted deliveries that he was bowling so far. Trying to fire in a quick one, but Abhay read that quite early and just pushed it towards long on for a single.
The back foot pulled away, that's going for a 6. Beautiful shot. Mayank does it.
Yes, pitching it marginally more shorter, and Mayank adjusting himself so well. The weight balance perfect. I wouldn't say much needed 6 for the team or for the match, but a much needed 6 for the entertainment of the innings from. And this is another attempt, but this time he missed. Mayank getting carried away, wanting to repeat the previous 6 that he hit, this time by coming down the ground, but missing it completely, and that is a wicket for Riaz.
He stepped out without eye on the ball, and Riaz tricked him, virtually drew him out and had him stumped. Disappointed, especially after having hit a good 6.
And that's the end of 14 overs. The score is now 114 for 3. Back into the action. Abhay back on strike. Nilansh will be bowling the 3rd over of his spell. Tendon is the new batsman in, and the equation stands at 17 runs required from 37, beg your pardon, 35 deliveries.
Tandon is a very, very talented young player.
He misjudged that completely, Abhay. A little too late into his shot. The ball fired in, skidding towards the leg stump.
You have to be very sure when you hit Melange.
This is a good shot, but it looks like there was an inside edge and rightly sent back by Tandon. Abhay was trying to take a single.
Melange has bowled tight as he bowls again.
Upishly cut, and between the fielders there, between Gully and short third man, the ball finding its way to the boundary.
All that the fielders could do is just watch that ball race to the boundary. Both of them did not move. Good shot.
Actually, it was quite comic, I would say, because both of them looked at each other. You, no, you. But definitely the placement was just so accurate that neither fielders had a chance to stop that, and quite well struck as well.
Abhay on 33. Played straight to a fielder, no run. Melange at another brilliant over. 3 overs here, just given 11 runs. It's just the formality of the victory has to be completed. Jiju's brilliant start for 47 of 32 balls. And here Mayank came in and played a good knock of 20 of 17 balls. And Tandon is yet to face a delivery, and Abhay is on 33 of 29 balls.
Yes, indeed. 118 for 3, just 13 runs required of 30 balls. I reckon they would want to complete this within the next 2 overs. Going at a steady pace, PCG inching towards victory and expecting to complete this with a good net run rate added. Tandon will now face his first delivery. Melange will be bowling the next over for 11 A's. As you see the ball holding there, and this is something that we've seen from the very beginning, from today morning onwards, in fact from the first match onwards. There are certain areas of the pitch where it just holds there, takes off the pace completely, and we've seen many batsmen falling prey. Right, KR?
Yes, we have. What we see is that the ball is not coming into the bat, and that is what is making a free-flowing batsman hard to get the runs.
Yes, indeed, it is pitch number 1 today. This is well swept and will find its way to the boundary.
Scoreboard moving at a brisk pace. Lovely shot. Picked well.
As bowling over, bowling around the wicket with an off-spin option. You need to have that additional fielder towards the boundary line. The long leg position rather. But missing out on his line this time, Chopra.
Pulled away to a fielder at the deep. Khalid's throw comes in. They go for a single.
As well played by Abhay so far, an innings where he took his time, settled himself in because there was no hurry, and completing things for his team.
Off the back foot, straight to Nilansh. They go for a single.
Yes, indeed. 6 runs required now. Will he go for the big shot? My bets are yes. Kiar, what do you think?
Would be nice to finish it that way, but that is not to be, I think.
That's the end of 16 overs. The score is 125 for 3. Yes, 125 for 3. 4 overs to go in this match. The match very well poised in favor of Pacific Group, who will be looking towards their second victory of this tournament.
Can they get the winning run of Nilansh over?
And Nilansh has been quite tidy.
They go for a quick single.
As just nudging towards square leg for 1 run. Abhay will be looking for the big hit, but it'll be interesting to see if he will take on Nilansh, who's been quite accurate so far. The turn coming on well. If you step out of the pitch,
He would do it only if he wants to go for a big hit, or better remain unbeaten. Flicked away. Get 1.
as I would think it would be slightly more easier for the left-hander to play the boundary shots with the ball coming in.
There is no hurry. 22 balls are remaining, 4 runs only to get. Steered away. No run. Nilansh is someone who will not give anything away, and he wouldn't want the winning run maybe to come from his over. Let's see if he manages that. Tandon hits it straight, and Nilansh gets a wicket. That's what happens if you take a liberty against Nilansh.
Yes, going for the glory shot. Tandon wanting to finish things in style, but missing out. Nilansh is in the bowler that you would want to take your chances on, but regardless, he departs for 3 after facing 6 deliveries. The score for PCG is 127 for 4.
Sagar Deep judged the ball well and took the catch. So 127 for 4, 4 needed from 20 balls. I think the batsman was not padded. He thought the match they would finish it, but that was not to be. So
As well, Manjrekar will be the next batsman for Pacific Group, and they would ideally not want to drag this. They would want to finish it at least by the next over, take advantage of the net run rate situation, because as the tournament progresses, this could be one of the major decision makers, and against weaker teams or teams that are at the end of the pool, if you're not able to take advantage of the net run rate, that will be something that they will not be happy about. If we look at Pacific Group, the first match that they played was against Sona Gold, if I'm not wrong. And it will be interesting to see how they will progress in this tournament, because even against Sona Gold, it was a similar score that they chased, but they took forever to complete the target. And so far, Pacific Group, having faced only the two rather weaker teams of the tournament, it will be quite interesting to see how they end up at the points table.
Yes, that would be very, very important. And here we see Nilansh refusing to have the victory run off his over. Not only that, he took a wicket too.
This Pacific Group riding high so far. Jiju starting well, 47 of 32. It's been Abhay, Mayank and Fayaz who has additionally provided stability into the innings. And this is something that Pacific Group would need to reflect on, I believe, KR, because, again, they have played against the weaker team so far. The previous team, the previous match as well, the first match that they played, a very late victory to a smaller target.
Driven, maybe for a single, yes. So 1 run needed.
Yes, just 1 run required. Could this be the winning moment? Up in the air.
Fall short of the fielder and they get the winning run.
That is it. Pacific Group completing their target in 17.3 overs, 131 runs for 4. Abhay and Jiju Janardhan being the stars of the match. And a one-sided game, if we had to say as a summary, with Pacific Group being on top of the match from the very beginning, winning the toss, electing to field first, restricting 11 ace to just 130 runs, exactly what the captain wanted. Jiju and Fayaz giving that blistering start. Abhay, Mayank and Tandon finishing things off for Pacific Group. On the bowling side, 11 ace using 7 bowlers, Ahsan, Ankur being the more expensive ones. Nilansh bowled beautifully, 4 overs, just 14 runs given, 3.5 economy, 1 wicket to his name. Gias and Shahan each with an economy of 7 runs. Riaz picking up a wicket, 24 for his 3 overs, with Chopra 6.67 economy of 10 runs at 1.3 overs bowled. And that is the match summary. Pacific Group winning the toss, electing to field first, putting pressure right from the very beginning for 11 ace who never found their stride, especially on the strike rate, except for Masood, who scored 21 of 13. Jiju, Irfan and Mujahid, all 3 bowlers, very impressive from Pacific Group. On the batting end, it has been Jiju again with the explosive start, 47 of 32, missing out on his half century. Abhay finishing things off, 40 not out of 34 deliveries, with Mayank 20 of 17. And on the bowling side for 11 ace, Nilansh, the top of the bowlers, 4 overs, 14 for 1 wicket, great economy. Riaz and Gias getting 1 wicket each to their name. Pacific Group win by 6 wickets. The match number 15 will be played live tomorrow at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Will be between the powerful Interglobe Marine and Sona Golden Diamonds, who are yet not able to register a victory at this CBFS T20 League. And this is it from the comm box. I will hand it over to the presentation ceremony. Thank you for watching and good night.
अब तो हो रही थी, काफी हो रही थी और बॉल बहुत रुक के आ रही थी।
सेकंड इनिंग में भी हो रही थी क्योंकि आपने अगर नोटिस किया कि सेकंड बॉल में जब खेला था
हाँ हाँ हाँ
वो उधर मारने गया था बिल्कुल
करेक्ट। Well, the Sharjah Cricket Stadium always manages to spring surprises. Tonight was another day. Both the teams who chased down quite comfortably and won the game very easily as well. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the post-match presentation of the SkyExchange.net CBFS T20 League Season 2, powered by Fan Code. Before we begin, we'd like to thank Sharjah Cricket and the entire administration working behind the scenes to ensure that this tournament comes up brilliantly. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, title sponsors SkyExchange.net, powered by and official streaming partners Fan Code, event partners TCM, toss partners Arba Sports Services, associate sponsors rsook.com, support sponsors Toyam Sports Limited, and merchandise partners 7 Districts. In the 14th game of the tournament, Pacific Group managed to defeat 11 Ace quite comfortably, and it might just be the end of the road for 11 Ace in this tournament as well. Well, commencing ahead, it's time for us to announce the player of the match, but before that, we'd like to introduce Mr. Iftikhar Ali. The match referee will be doing the honors. Welcome, sir. Quite a few performances out there, and sometimes it becomes tricky to choose who the player of the match is, but for his all-round performance, 2 wickets and 47 runs, the rsook player of the match is Jiju Janardhanan. Well, yes, he'll be receiving a gift hamper from rsook.com and a 20% discount voucher on all products purchased from rsook.com. Well, congratulations, Jiju, when you came on to bowl. Of course, the ball was stopping a bit, so we'll not talk much about that. What I want to ask you first up is that you knew that the ball was stopping, but still you managed to play the way you did.
Well, I'm used to playing in wickets which are slower in nature, and today I just wanted to be positive out there because low totals are always tricky, and with the way the wicket was behaving, I thought being positive is a good idea.
Yes, of course, that innings made a lot of difference because that ensured that the others can play at a run a ball. Now, you've been getting runs in the last few games, but let's talk about Sharjah. Not many runs in Bukhatir. Must be feeling good to get some runs here.
Oh yes, very, very good. Trust me, because Bukhatir for the first time have not performed in 4 games, and to come back and play an innings as such, it gives me a good feeling.
And of course, 2 wins out of 2, so looking forward to carrying the momentum because in T20 tournaments, momentum is key.
Yes, in fact, the first 2 games have made a lot of difference because we've come up as a team after the way we played Bukhatir, and now the team has changed, and the way we are playing, it's a good sign for us, and we're looking forward for the games against other teams as well now.
We are looking forward to some good action as well. Well played, and good luck for the rest of the games.
Thank you. Cheers.
That was Jiju Janardhanan, the man of the match, the rsook player of the match. That's all for tonight. We are back to single-header days starting tomorrow, of course, as the week begins. Do join us for all the action at 8 p.m. Till then, on behalf of everybody here, it's goodbye and good night from Nishant Majid here. Sleep well. Do take good care. That's gone straight up in the air. Somebody coming underneath it. The catch is taken.
We are back live.
And he has picked it up. He's gone for the big shot there.